Angels are saying today, the moment you've been waiting for has finally arrived. This message can change your destiny. Open it now, where this chance will be gone forever. This is your divine turning point. Miss it, and you will feel the echo of what could have been. The hour is not tomorrow. The hour is not next week. The hour is now. The angels have spoken, and the heavens bear witness. Today is not an ordinary day. This is not just another rotation of the earth beneath the sun. No. This is a divine appointment that has been carved into the scrolls of eternity. The moment your spirit has groaned for in the secret place, the very moment your soul has longed for in the darkness, it has arrived. You are standing at the threshold of your divine turning point. All of heaven has been leaning in, preparing the atmosphere, the timing, and the alignment for this exact second in your journey. Hear this clearly. Today is heaven marked. This isn't just coincidence. This isn't emotion. This isn't chance. It is divine orchestration, etched by the hand of the Almighty. For some, this message will pass by like a whisper in the wind, unnoticed, unopened, unreceived. But for you who are spiritually awake, for you who have endured the weight of waiting, for you who have felt that unsettling pressure in the unseen, this is your call. This is the moment when the curtain opens and destiny begins to walk onto the stage. The angels have declared it. This is your threshold moment. And if you bypass this message, if you ignore the nudge in your spirit, if you silence the call, the echo of what could have been will linger in your soul like a shadow. There is a sacred urgency here, a divine invitation extended not to all, but only to those who can hear the rhythm of heaven beating behind every word. The stillness in your life right now, the sudden silence, the strange pause, the divine quiet, it's not emptiness. It is sacred space being cleared for what's coming next. But only the obedient will see. Only the surrendered will feel. Only the still will perceive. For this is not a time of loud miracles, but of quiet thresholds. The kind of turning point that doesn't roar with thunder, but hums with heavenly electricity. And if you're hearing this now, you've already been chosen to cross over. Type "I receive my moment" in the comments if this word is for you. Blessing code 2024 is already unlocking your door. The veil is thin now. Can you feel it? The atmosphere around you is no longer what it was. The angels are already here. I, Archangel Michael, speak now with fire in my voice and the full backing of heaven's command. The winds have been instructed. The timing has been released. A mantle is descending, and what was once delayed is no longer held back. This is your moment. Heaven has been silent, not absent. Still, not idle. And now, the silence has broken. The stillness has split open like the parting of the seas, and I announce to you, within the next 24 hours, your atmosphere will begin to shift. Mark this word, for it is no mere encouragement. It is a holy forecast, a declaration from the throne itself. Something sacred is being unlocked around you, within you, through you. This is not imagination. This is not emotion. This is not just another video. This is the moment you've been waiting for, the divine turning point where everything that was misaligned begins to come into holy order. You are not just listening to a message. You are standing in a prophetic intersection where eternity is colliding with time. The messengers of the Most High have been dispatched. I, Michael, along with hosts of holy angels, have surrounded you for this moment of unveiling. For far too long, you have questioned the delay, wrestled in the night, and survived in silence. But now, your name has been announced in the courts of heaven. Your file has been opened. Your scroll has been read aloud. And the time has been set. Now, listen closely. You are not alone. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten in the shadows of your private trials. The Spirit of God has appointed this hour as your shift into destiny. This is the moment where divine interruption overtakes human routine. This is the moment where what you thought was ordinary is revealed to be orchestrated. You're not just scrolling. You're being summoned. This is a call, and it's personal. It's precise. It's prophetic. The chosen ones know this feeling. The ones marked by fire, they recognize this trembling in the spirit. That strange electricity that hovers in the air, even when nothing around them has changed yet. That sensation that heaven is whispering and all of hell is watching. Because something is happening. Something is beginning. And it is being done for you. You are no longer who you were. And now, you must walk like it. Speak like it. Move like it. Because the heavens are waiting for your agreement. Your yes. Your obedience. You've been called into the river of divine momentum. Now step in. The water is rising. Let this truth echo into your very marrow. This is not a coincidence. This is a call. This is not an idea. This is an instruction. This is not an emotion. This is an elevation. You have arrived. And heaven knows it. Type "I am ready" for the shift in the comments if you feel the trembling of this truth. Blessing code 717 had been activated over your house. Something has been stirring, hasn't it? You've noticed it, not just in your spirit, but in your surroundings. The atmosphere feels unsettled. Conversations around you seem to shift. People who once felt safe now feel strange. Friends grow silent. Family becomes distant. And you're left wondering, what's happening? But hear this now. They sense something is changing in you, even if they can't explain it. There is a quiet storm forming in the spirit realm, and your breakthrough is the thunder. You are being elevated. You are being set apart. You are being called higher. And while they may not understand the details of what's unfolding, they feel it. Oh, they feel it. There is a fragrance of favor beginning to follow you, and it is making those around you uncomfortable. Listen closely. When destiny begins to rise in you, it triggers reactions in others. People you've known for years will begin to treat you differently, not because of anything you've done, but because something unseen in the spirit is announcing you. They can't name it, but they can sense it. They speak in whispers. They pull away. They watch from afar with eyes clouded by confusion, envy, or fear. And still, they do not understand that what they are reacting to is not you, it is the call upon you. Don't be surprised when your presence begins to shift atmospheres. Don't be alarmed when your very silence speaks louder than words. The oil on your life is becoming visible. The mark of heaven on your name is glowing stronger. And those who are not spiritually aligned will respond with discomfort, sometimes even with sabotage. But understand this. It is a sign that you are nearing your divine moment, a sign that the heavens have begun to move on your behalf. And in the middle of this mystery, the disruption will try to shake your mind. You'll feel a deep restlessness, a spiritual unease, as though your feet are on the earth, but your spirit is somewhere else entirely. You'll ask, why do I feel off? Why do I feel like I'm standing on the edge of something invisible? Because you are. You are standing between what was and what will be, and it's causing friction in the unseen realm. Let this truth settle in you. This tension is not a warning of danger. It is confirmation of destiny. You are feeling the stretch because you are crossing into a new spiritual dimension. The warfare is confirmation. The confusion around you is prophetic evidence. You are not breaking down. You are being repositioned. The shift is not destroying you. It is exposing the new layer of you. A version they haven't seen yet. A version you haven't fully seen yet. Heaven is whispering your name, and the earth is responding to it. The disruption is not a curse. It is a crown being forged in fire. And the mystery you feel is the sign that you're walking into a moment that was written for you before time began. Type "I am walking through the shift" in the comments if this word confirms the disruption you've been feeling. Blessing code 3131 is descending upon you even now. Right now, you're standing in the middle of a divine message, one that is shifting hearts and awakening destinies all across the world. If this word stirred something in you, imagine how many other souls are waiting to hear the same breakthrough, but haven't yet. When you give, you're not just donating, you're sowing into spiritual awakening. The word says, "He who refreshes others will himself be refreshed," and your support becomes living water to those thirsty for truth. I feel led to say this now. If you're hearing this message, it means God trusts you to be part of this prophetic wave. Your support helps this light reach deeper into the darkness. This is your chance to give into the flow of revelation, a divine act, a holy seed. Let your gift be a declaration. I am part of this harvest. Whether through super thanks, YouTube membership, or a direct seed via PayPal linked in the description below, let your obedience speak louder than fear. Give now, and watch how heaven responds. There is a reason for the battle. There is a reason why the tension has intensified. There is a reason why resistance has risen like a flood against you. And the reason is not because you're weak. It's not because you failed. It's not because you've missed your window. It's because you've been marked. You've been chosen. You've been set apart by the hand of the Almighty, and hell knows it. The warfare surrounding your life is not a mistake. It is not random. It is not meaningless. It is calculated resistance aimed at delaying divine movement. The closer you get to your breakthrough, the heavier the opposition becomes. Because the enemy doesn't fight what isn't a threat. The enemy doesn't waste energy on those who carry nothing. But you carry light. You carry destiny. You carry the spark of God's fire, and it threatens every lie of darkness around you. The confusion you faced, the constant closed doors, the betrayals that came from unexpected places, these were not coincidences. They were strategic distractions, designed to exhaust your spirit before your elevation arrived. But hear this, your conflict is not a tomb, it's a test. Your struggle is not your end, it's your proving ground. The enemy saw your potential before you did. Demonic forces sensed the weight of your future before you could speak it. They picked up on the scent of your anointing before you even believed you were chosen. And that is why the warfare has followed you, because what you're carrying is rare. What you're carrying is divine. What you're carrying is dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. But listen now, heaven is watching. Not with judgment, not with condemnation, but with fierce attention. Heaven is watching how you respond. Not how loud you shout, not how many people you convince, but how still you become. How silent you remain in the face of slander. How obedient you stay in the absence of clarity. Because this moment, this battlefield, is not just about your enemies, it is about your readiness. You are being forged in fire. You are being refined in secret. You are being trained in obscurity because what is coming requires more than talent. It requires tested character. The throne you're stepping into cannot be occupied by someone who reacts like the old version of you. The calling you're about to carry cannot be worn by someone still anchored to the opinions of the crowd. So let the war rage. Let the lies be spoken. Let the shadows move. For none of it will stand against the will of God for your life. You are not under attack because you are cursed. You are under attack because you are carrying answers for this generation. You are a vessel of light in a time of great darkness, and every force in hell has taken notice. This moment is not a breakdown. It is a breakthrough in disguise. And the weight you feel is the pressure of a crown forming on your head. Do not shrink. Do not retreat. Do not allow temporary confusion to rob you of eternal positioning. Your stillness is a weapon. Your silence is thunder in the spirit realm. And your obedience is opening doors no man can shut. This is not the end of your story. This is the chapter before the glory. Heaven fights for you, and your enemies will soon be silenced by your rising. Type "I am built for this battle" in the comments if you are standing strong in this war. Blessing code 4444 is now surrounding your spirit. Pay close attention. Everything is not as it seems. Behind the scenes, in the invisible corridors of time and spirit, a divine exposure is forming like a storm on the edge of the horizon. And when it breaks, nothing will remain hidden. This is not a random moment. This is not simply spiritual coincidence. This is the beginning of heaven's reckoning. The Spirit of God is moving swiftly, and what has been concealed, the sabotage, the envy, the plots, the quiet delays, is about to be brought into full view. For the Lord says, I will not allow what is holy to be handled in secrecy any longer. The time has come for the unseen to be made seen, for the whispered to be shouted from rooftops, for the truth to burst through layers of deception like light through thick fog. And you, yes, you, will stand in the center of this exposure, not as a victim, but as a witness. You will not be harmed by it. You will not be buried in it. You will be vindicated through it. There are forces aligning against you, yes, but they are aligning only to reveal themselves. Their unity is their undoing. Their movement is their exposure. Their plotting is provoking divine response. And this moment of rising opposition is not the enemy's victory. It is the setting stage for the glory of the Lord to be displayed through your life. Mark this word now. Within the next 72 hours, signs will begin to appear. These signs will not be accidental. They will not be natural. They will not be subtle. The winds will shift. The conversations will change. Unexpected messages will arrive. People you haven't heard from will reemerge suddenly. Opportunities that were once locked will start to rattle in their hinges. This is not your imagination. This is the confirmation of a realm being shaken because heaven has declared, enough. And yet, not all will be revealed at once. The Lord is strategic. The Lord is precise. He reveals in layers, not in chaos. He uncovers not to destroy you, but to position you. The full picture will come, but in glimpses. The puzzle will form piece by piece, and your only assignment is to remain attentive, still, and obedient. Don't force the outcome. Don't chase the answers. Watch the patterns. Watch the timing. Watch the sudden movement. This is not the time to be distracted. This is not the hour to be casual. This is not the season to blend in. The warfare has intensified because the timeline has accelerated. And if you try to explain this moment to those who lack spiritual eyes, they will only misunderstand it. Because this message is not for the crowd. This message is for the called. And those who are called know what it feels like to be pressed by darkness right before the light comes pouring in. Do not fear what is aligning against you. It is aligning to expose itself. Do not dread the movement. It is the movement of heaven's strategy unfolding in real time. You are not forgotten. You are not out of position. You are standing exactly where you need to be to witness the hand of God stretch forth in power. Your obedience is placing you in the epicenter of a divine shift. So stand still. Be ready. Stay pure. Watch closely. The clouds are gathering. The thunder is forming. And when it hits, your life will never be the same again. Type "I am prepared" for the revealing in the comments if you know this word is for you. Lesson code 555 is being released over your timeline now. Now that the winds are rising, now that the signs are beginning to swirl around you, there must come a holy stillness within you. This is not the time to speak prematurely. This is not the hour to explain yourself. This is not the season to defend what heaven is already protecting. The divine instruction in this hour is simple. Be still. Let heaven move while you remain in position. You have cried. You have wrestled. You have fasted. You have prayed. And now, the shift is not coming by striving. It is coming by surrender. There is a divine silence that holds more power than any human word. There is a sacred quiet that speaks louder than your best defense. This is the season where heaven is fighting for you while you remain under divine shelter. Your silence is not weakness. Your silence is warfare. The angelic realm is moving, not because of your anxiety, but because of your alignment. When you stay in the secret place, when you hold your peace, when you retreat into the presence of the Most High, the hosts of heaven are released on your behalf. The battle belongs to the Lord, and He has already issued the command: protect the chosen, guard the anointed, cover the obedient. You must withdraw now, not from your assignment, but from the noise, from the distractions, from the fruitless debates, from the pressure to prove something God has already validated. You are entering a stretch of time that requires sacred silence. Every unnecessary word becomes a door. Every unnecessary action becomes a delay. But when you stay hidden in the shadow of the Almighty, you become untouchable by the enemy's schemes. The angels have been released to war for you, but they war best when your spirit is not tangled in human drama. Heaven operates in clarity, not chaos, and the more still you become, the more the angelic realm can surround you with fire. Right now, divine assignments are being carried out in the Spirit, and your name is on the list. Your home is under watch. Your destiny is under protection. Do not disrupt what God is covering. When you retreat to the secret place, you don't become passive, you become protected. You don't become irrelevant. You become invisible to the traps that were set for your downfall. The enemy watches, hoping to provoke you into premature moves, hoping to bait you into carnal reactions. But every time you choose prayer over panic, every time you choose silence over struggle, you engage the full weight of heaven's army on your behalf. The safest place in this warfare is not in front of people. It is not in public declarations. It is not in loud displays. The safest place is beneath the wings of the Almighty, where angels encamp, where glory hovers, and where divine strategy is whispered in stillness. Let them wonder what's happening. Let them speculate in silence. Let them talk. But you, stay quiet. You, stay hidden. You, stay anchored. Because those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength, mount up with wings like eagles, and soar above the reach of every earthly storm. Now is not the time to prove your power. Now is the time to preserve your oil. Protect your anointing. Guard your gates. Let the angels move freely by your stillness. Let heaven do what only heaven can do. Type "I choose divine stillness" in the comments if you're yielding to God's protective guidance. Blessing code 808 is sealing your atmosphere now. Something within you has changed. You can feel it. The things that once triggered you no longer have power. The voices that once caused you to stumble now echo without meaning. The places that once held you captive no longer fit your spirit. Because you are no longer the version of you that others remember. You have been transformed. And your transformation was not public, but it was real. They only saw the process, the pain, the pressure, the silence. They saw the breakdowns, but they didn't see the breakthroughs that were forming in the Spirit. They noticed your absence, but they never discerned the ascension happening behind the veil. God was forming wings on you while they were counting your wounds. And now, you are rising. Not in pride, not in revenge, but in quiet, holy power. There is a fire in your spirit now. A fire that wasn't lit by applause, but by affliction. A fire that didn't come from being seen, but from being hidden. A fire that didn't come from the spotlight, but from the shadows. And that fire has refined you. That fire has tested your motives. That fire has burned away every lie you believed about yourself. And now, you walk with clarity. Now you move with purpose. Now you speak with weight. Because your identity is no longer borrowed from opinions. It is rooted in revelation. You've been walking through a wilderness not to be punished, but to be purified. And in that hidden place, heaven spoke over you. Heaven renamed you. Heaven reminded you of who you truly are, not what you've been called, not what you've been labeled, not what you've been through, but who you've always been in the mind of God. And now, it's time for the world to see the version of you that has been rising in silence. You are not what they said. You are not your mistakes. You are not the betrayal. You are not the failure. You are the fire-tested, purpose-anchored, glory-marked child of the Most High God. And everything you've endured was not wasted. It was necessary. The pain produced authority. The pressure produced oil. The silence produced strategy, and the loss prepared you for the increase that's coming. Now walk like you've been sent. Walk like heaven has already announced your name. Walk like angels are flanking your left and right. Walk like you know this is your divine turning point. Because you are not rising randomly. You are rising prophetically. This shift is not just about personal victory. It's about divine assignment. You are becoming the answer to someone else's prayer. You are carrying solutions wrapped in flesh. You are walking into rooms where your presence alone will shake the atmosphere. Because the transformation was real, and the glory resting on you now cannot be denied. No longer timid, no longer doubting, no longer second-guessing your worth. The wilderness season has expired, and the warrior in you has awakened. You are not just surviving, you are surging forward, carried on wings of strength you didn't even know you had. Because what was hidden in you is now being revealed for divine purpose. This is your hour to walk like fire, to move like wind, to speak like thunder. You are the evidence that trials produce transformation, and your enemies will have to watch as God sets your table in front of them, not in spite, but in fulfillment of prophecy. Type "I am stepping into my divine identity" in the comments if you know this word confirms your transformation. Blessing code 1212 is now igniting your spiritual fire. The veil is lifting, and the mystery of your struggle is being answered. The silence is breaking, and the voice of the Lord is thundering through every part of your story. This is not a coincidence. This is not random. This is revelation, and it has arrived right on time. Heaven is not just moving around you, it is moving through you. Every battle, every delay, every unanswered question was the soil where this moment of unveiling was growing. And now, the heavens are declaring with clarity, this is your unlocking. This is your promotion moment. You have walked through fire without fanfare. You have been obedient in secret while others were praised in public. You have carried the burden of becoming while feeling unseen, unheard, and misunderstood. But hear this now. Heaven was never ignoring you. Heaven was preparing you. The tests were not proof of abandonment. They were proof of destiny. The hidden seasons were not punishment. They were preparation for public elevation. This is the hour when the scroll of your life is being read aloud in the Spirit. What was sealed is now being opened. What was delayed is now being activated. What was locked is now being unlocked. The keys are being handed to you in the realm of the Spirit. Not because you forced them, but because you stayed faithful. Not because you pushed, but because you trusted. Not because you manipulated the outcome, but because you surrendered your will. And now, the Lord is saying, I am opening the books. I am calling their name. I am releasing what has been reserved for this hour. This is more than elevation. This is more than increase. This is more than breakthrough. This is prophetic release. This is what generations before you prayed would come. This is what your ancestors wept for but never saw. This is the turning point where legacy meets promise. This is the shift where what was prophesied is made visible. You are stepping into a season where doors will open without explanation, where favor will find you without your effort, where opportunities will begin to chase you because your name hath been spoken in the rooms you've never entered. This is not luck. This is fulfillment. This is not chance. This is covenant. The heavens are aligning for your advancement, and your only assignment is to agree with what God has already declared. It doesn't matter who tried to block you. It doesn't matter who doubted you. It doesn't matter who walked away or who whispered against your name. Your opinions have no authority in the courts of heaven. You are being lifted now because your obedience has unlocked divine acceleration. The scales are tipping. The shift is irreversible. And the next chapter of your life begins now, under the weight of prophetic fire. This is not just a breakthrough. This is your release into identity, assignment, and authority. This is your divine appointment with destiny. The angels have surrounded you for this moment. The Spirit of the Lord has endorsed you. And now, every force that opposes you will witness your rise. Type "I receive my prophetic release" in the comments if you know this is your unlocking. Blessing code 7777 is now ushering you into divine promotion. This word is not just for you. It's for thousands waiting in silence for confirmation that God is still speaking. If you felt the power of this message resonate in your spirit, know this: your support doesn't just help a channel. It helps light awaken in places where darkness has lingered far too long. When you sow into this prophetic movement, through a super thanks, membership, or through the PayPal link in the description, you're not giving to a man. You're giving into the wind of heaven. You're giving into the very oil that's flowing over lives desperate for direction. The Lord says, when you sow into the prophets, you receive a prophet's reward. This is holy ground. This is divine soil. Let your gift carry the same fire this word did. If this message confirms something inside you, don't let the moment pass. Respond prophetically. Move in obedience. You boldly. Watch what heaven does next. This is the moment where prophecy meets participation. Heaven has sounded the alarm. The scroll has been opened. The oil has been poured. And now, it is your turn to respond. This is no longer about waiting. This is about aligning. This is about movement. This is about finally stepping into what has been hovering over your life for far too long. You waited. You've wept. You warred. But now, you must walk. Because heaven is waiting for your yes. Not a passive whisper. Not a hesitant maybe. Not a double-minded delay, but a full-bodied, spirit-led, soul-grounded, irrevocable yes to your divine assignment. There is no more room for delay. No more time for excuses. No more space for indecision. The atmosphere has already shifted. The gates have already opened. The invitation has already been extended. But heaven does not force movement. He honors agreement. And right now, angels are standing by, waiting on your command. Waiting on your faith. Waiting on your alignment. Because your destiny doesn't just activate by prophecy alone. It activates when you come into full agreement with the word of the Lord. The hesitation you felt, the fear of stepping into the unknown, the tormenting voice that says you're not ready, that is not the voice of God. That is the voice of delay. That is the whisper of fear, trying to keep you tied to a season that is already expired. But the Lord is saying to you now, move forward. I've already gone ahead of you. I've already cleared the path. I've already established the victory. This is not about striving. This is about surrender. It is your yes that unlocks divine acceleration. It is your yes that causes heaven to move in dimensions you could never access on your own. God has already declared it. Now it's time for you to decree it. Speak it. Announce it. Shift the atmosphere with your words. Let your voice echo what heaven has already written about you. Say it now. I am stepping into my calling. I'm moving in divine rhythm. I'm walking in the authority of my assignment. I will no longer wait for others to confirm what God has already made clear. I say yes to the weight of glory. I say yes to the burden of purpose. I say yes to the journey that requires faith over comfort. I say yes to becoming who I was born to be. The spiritual realm is always listening. And when your yes is spoken with conviction, all of creation bends to make room for your arrival. Doors begin to open. Mountains begin to move. Relationships begin to align. Provision begins to manifest. Because you are no longer hoping for destiny, you are commanding it. This is your activation moment. And you don't need perfect conditions. You don't need everyone's approval. You don't need to feel ready. You simply need to say yes and move. Because faith is not a feeling. Faith is a decision. And when that decision is made in full surrender, heaven invades the earth through you. You are no longer on standby. You are no longer circling. You are no longer trapped in transition. This is your release. This is your call to act. This is your day to cross the line and never look back. The mantle is resting on your shoulders now. The time is holy. The season is ripe. And heaven is waiting no longer. Type yes to destiny in the comments if this word activated something in your spirit. Blessing code 911 is unlocking divine doors in your name. Even now, as you sit in the stillness, even now, as you pause in obedience to this word, there is a holy transaction taking place that your natural eyes cannot see. In the realm of spirit, where time bends and eternity speaks, heaven is signing over the documents of restoration in your name. Not loudly, not publicly, but in silence, with precision, with divine fire and angelic witness. You don't need to see it to believe it. You don't need a human announcement to know the shift is real. For in the quiet hours of your surrender, while others may see nothing changing, the courts of heaven are releasing what was stolen, broken, delayed, and hijacked by spiritual warfare. And it's coming back, not just as it was but with interest. Redeemed, refined, repackaged in glory. This is what few understand. The spirit realm moves first, and the natural realm catches up. That uneasiness you've been feeling, that restlessness in your soul, that tension that keeps rising even though your surroundings look unchanged. It's not confusion, it's confirmation. Your spirit is reacting to a heavenly shift that has already begun. You are sensing what your eyes haven't yet seen, because your spirit is awake, and your inheritance is being reactivated. The enemy had been put on notice. The accuser has been silenced. The delay has been revoked. And now, in a divine exchange that takes place without fanfare, what was yours from the beginning is being returned. The honor they tried to bury, the peace they tried to steal, the joy they tried to drain, the opportunities they tried to block, the voice they tried to silence, the favor they tried to cloud. All of it is returning now, through divine reversal and silent restoration. You don't need to announce it. The restoration will speak for itself. The favor will identify you. The oil on your life will begin to drip with undeniable clarity. And those who questioned if God was with you will begin to tremble, not because of your response, but because of heaven's answer. Because when God restores in silence, He reveals in power. Let it be clear, you are not being overlooked. You are being observed by heaven. Every prayer you've whispered, every tear you've sown in private, every act of obedience done without applause, they have not been forgotten. They are being measured, honored, and repaid with divine weight. Right now, angels are negotiating on your behalf. Right now, agreements are being made in the courts of heaven to reroute everything that tried to destroy your timeline. Right now, destiny is being recalibrated around your yes, your stillness, your obedience. The restlessness in your spirit is not a problem to fix. It is a signal. It is your confirmation that heaven is moving. So don't panic in the silence. Don't confuse delay with denial. Don't question what has already been confirmed. What is yours is returning, and it's being signed, sealed, and delivered in the spirit realm even now. Before you see it, you'll sense it. Before it appears, your atmosphere will shift. Because God is always working, and He does His deepest work in the silence. Type "I claim my spiritual restoration" in the comments if this word confirms what you've been sensing. Blessing code 1001 is sealing your inheritance in the Spirit. Justice is not delayed. Justice is not silent. Justice is not sleeping. Heaven's court has already convened, and the judgment has been issued. The tables are turning. The weight of divine justice is pressing against every force that tried to hinder your purpose. Every betrayal, every injustice, every lie spoken in darkness, the Spirit of the living God is now moving to reverse it. This is not karma. This is not chance. This is not the universe returning energy. This is holy justice, and it carries the full authority of the throne of God. You have cried for answers. You have asked God why certain doors never opened, why certain people were allowed to hurt you, why your name was dragged when your heart remained clean. But now, the Lord speaks, "Vengeance is mine, and I will repay." Not with petty payback, not with fleshly revenge, but with divine reversal. What was meant to humiliate you will now elevate you. What was intended to silence you will now amplify your voice. What was crafted to break you will now be the very stage of your breakthrough. This is the hour where those who secretly plotted against you will be exposed. Not by your hand, but by the righteous hand of God. You don't need to vindicate yourself. You don't need to rehearse the pain. You don't need to try and prove your side of the story. Because when God executes justice, He leaves no questions unanswered. He makes the crooked straight. He brings every hidden motive into the light. And He does it in such a way that even your enemies will have to admit, God was with you. The season of loss is ending. The time of weeping is shifting. The things that were taken from you, your peace, your time, your relationships, your dignity, are being restored. But not as they were. They are returning multiplied, refined, repackaged in glory. God doesn't just repay, He repays with interest. For every year the locusts devoured, for every tear you cried alone, for every night you laid awake asking God, "Why me?" He is returning a double portion. There is divine balance being released over your life. The scales are tipping. The delays are ending. The verdict is in. You have been found faithful. You have been found clean. You have been found worthy of restoration. Not because of your perfection, but because of your posture. You kept your hands clean when it would have been easier to fight dirty. You kept your spirit pure when it would have been easier to retaliate. And now, heaven honors that restraint with reward. Let every enemy be silenced. Let every lying tongue be confused. Let every demonic agenda be scattered. Because the oil of justice is flowing down from heaven's altar, and your name is dripping in it. The Father is not blind to what was done. He is not deaf to what was said. He is not distant from what you've endured. He was storing it, recording it, weighing it, and now He is releasing justice on your behalf. This is your divine reversal. Expect sudden phone calls. Expect apologies you never asked for. Expect honor in places where you were once mocked. Expect open doors in places where they tried to shut you out. He is repaying you now. And it's going to be public. It's going to be undeniable. And it's going to be irrevocable. Type "I receive heaven's justice" in the comments if you know the tables are turning in your favor. Blessing code 3030 is now breaking cycles and releasing divine recompense over you. This is the hour you will remember for the rest of your life. The moment everything turned. Not because you forced it. Not because you manipulated it. But because heaven chose it. This moment was scheduled in the mind of God before you were even born. Everything has led to now. Every delay, every detour, every desert season was pointing toward this shift, your divine turning point. You've waited long enough. You've endured enough. You've been pressed in silence, tested in obscurity, and proven in the fire. And now, the King of Glory declares, it is time. The door is open. The way is made. A mantle is descending. You will not miss this moment unless you refuse to move. You will not be passed over unless you forfeit your obedience. The Spirit says, the invitation hath been released. Step into it. There is no going back. There is no room for fear. There is only forward. This is not the beginning of a slow process. This is the activation of a rapid release. The angels are already moving. The water has already shifted. The season has already turned. Today is different. The day is sacred. Today is the line in the sand. Let this be sealed in your heart. You are seen. You are chosen. You are covered. You are sent. No power in hell can cancel the word that has been spoken over your life. The weapons may form, but they will not prosper. The critics may speak, but they will not prevail. What heaven has decreed over you cannot be reversed by man. You are rising now. You are walking into your divine portion. You are stepping into the room that was built for your name. The crown has been fitted. The oil has been poured. The scroll has been opened. Now go. Move. Declare. Mill. Speak. Obey. The earth is groaning for what you carry, and heaven is standing behind you. Type "I receive my turning point" in the comments if this word sealed your shift. Blessing code 1616 is now resting over your future. You've just heard a word that was not crafted in human wisdom. It was birthed from the mouth of God for this very hour. If you felt the fire, the confirmation, the pull of heaven within your spirit, then you are part of this divine move. And when you support what God is speaking, you're not giving to a channel. You are fueling revival, one soul at a time. Scripture says He gives seed to the sower. And right now, if this word found you, it's because you are a sower in this season. Your obedience can ignite someone else's breakthrough. Your gift can unlock someone else's encounter. Whether through YouTube membership, super thanks, or a direct seed through PayPal in the description below, your giving becomes a prophetic act. This is not a suggestion. This is your moment to respond. Sow into the anointing. Bless what has blessed you, and watch how heaven multiplies it back.